I need steps.
Look at that second.
That's one. Now you'll also put precepts. The whole post as well. I'm gonna open up. We are. Come. We are.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. We the real Hebrew Israelites got here at the GMS Virginia camp. Back out here once again to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right, preach deliverance. All right, for the captives, which happens to be you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Simeon Indians. Man, you are the children of Yahshua Allah that the Bible speaks of. Man, all right, you're under the curses, right, and you need to repent within these last days before it's too late and before the Lord brings destruction to Babylon the Great, aka known as American scriptures. But before we get started, like always, when the face of East, give all praise, honor, and glory to. And double honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops for Great Millstone, who do well and teach for us sound doctrine. Right, peace, love, and salutation to you. I come out there from working with truth and sincerity, and risk your freedom and lives to do so. You know, and as you can see, lately, pretty much what's going on. I was going to do a lesson today through the spirit, but pretty much that Jake, that got caught up, with those Edomites. And now it's new information being, pulled out about how, he left, on the island, and then he said that he told his friends when he came with, I got some other friends that's coming to pick me up. But well, why was the phone left? Right. And then when they retrieved the phone, the parents retrieved the phone. They said the messages were deleted and so on and so forth. To let you know that he was set up, that he was murdered.
Yeah, they said it was an argument. So he wanted his phone back. Mm-hmm. And there is a quick little video that somebody's panning from one of the boats, and you can hear an argument where they were at. You know what I mean? So, what celebrity is? He's doing something, but there's another one. I can't forget who it is, but he's paying for another autopsy. For find the Nah, I can't remember who. I don't know, but it was one of the top celebrities. Oh, Kaepernick. Kaepernick's paying to get a personal, professional autopsy to see the true cause of death, because just like Esau, they ruled it no suspicious,
no foul play.
No foul play. Yeah. What you mean? This is a young man that just died out of nowhere.
Exactly.
What you mean?
But the mom is a judge.
Who's mom?
The parent of the Edomites. The mom is a judge. And when they were trying to ask her response was that he had. And how the way she answered the question, you can tell that they done this before. Like it was like she knew the protocol. Because how did you have such a good answer or a good explainable answer of how this young man died, saying that he had, like, it was very slick, but you can tell it was loopholes within it. Yeah. Because that's not all the way correct or accurate based off what she was saying. But you could tell that it was a bold-faced lie. Yeah.
Hey, real quick. It's crazy. I just did a lesson on this, but this is how we know we're really at the end of this thing, because there's no new thing under the sun. That perpetual hatred that Esau has for us, back in the day, they were getting away with it. Yeah. Then they had to tighten up. Like, all right, we can't be just opening out, hanging these people, killing them. Mm-hmm. Real quick with the Carmelo Anthony thing. Mm-hmm. They got the video. You can see they clipped the video. These Edomites walked up on him, attacked him. He gets 35 years because he defended himself. Right. So we're getting back to the that perpetual where they're not even really trying to hide it. Why is it 2026 and young Jake is being hanged in certain states, and they're calling this when you kill yourself, suicide. You know what I mean? Like,
we don't do that to each other.
Yeah, but just think about it. If Jake wanted to kill himself, he's gonna go all the way to the woods, throw a noose around the tree.
Yeah, right.
Think about that.
I don't want to deal with this. Let me. Yeah. Of all the ways to deadite yourself, you want to choose that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this real quick. This is hold on. So
I got precept after.
yeah, I got one real quick because I just did a video on this and Jake don't seem to understand. Like, so it's to the point now where you see a picture of 8 Edomites and 1 Jake, you be like, you know what's about to happen with him. And it happens,
Right.
you know what I mean?
It's like it's like you know they about to sacrifice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, right. They had this Edomite on, in the chat, well, on YouTube, you know, who's essentially, he was laying it out for you. That's what we do. It's our
Yeah, I saw that. I
tradition,
saw that.
you know?
And
That's our tradition,
yeah.
you know? But the reason why they were able to get away with it for so long, and I'm back to what you're saying, is there hasn't been this level of transfer of information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if it happened in the past, you really would hear about it because the people in control would just end it.
And
You know?
and think about the stuff that we don't know about. They've been doing it so much, we don't need to speak about things that has been accounted for.
Yeah.
This was an ongoing thing,
Yeah.
regular. They put it in the movie. Think about the movie Life.
The Time to Kill.
That movie was bad. But just real quick with Life, Edomite killed dude and threw it on Jake.
Yeah.
And gave them life.
Yeah.
And down the road, when they get older, he's like, yo, that's my father. Watch. He killed such and such. He's like, and the other Edomite was like, is this true? He said, what does it matter? At least the state of Mississippi got 30 good years of, manual labor. You know what I mean? This is their thing. They still treating us like we 3/5 of a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't give a shit about us.
They just want us to be state property or dead.
Yeah.
And so the lesson I put up, it's getting bad because it was I don't know if she's an Edomite. She's a so-called white woman saying, yo, if you're black, do not hang around a whole bunch of white people. Don't go nowhere and you're the only black person. She broke it down like, yo, they're evil, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is
It's like how it's a lot of people put you up, but that's how like Jake, when they wanted the other Jake, they look, man. So it's dogs down that street. If you want to go, that's on you.
Yeah.
They don't go down that street or the fucking dogs.
Yeah.
So the fact that Edomite said that, it lets you know that she knows what the hell be going on.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to according to that.
Yeah.
I just wonder what, in the days we are in right now, I know these people are young. I know they call them kids, even though they're young men. What possesses you just on the optical? Why am I hanging around all these? What is the Jake thinking? You know what I mean?
I explained it to you. So you gotta look at it like, you remember the movie Blindside, right?
That's
you
a
remember,
football movie?
Yeah, you remember he was a young black man. His mom was on drugs.
Yeah.
And the foster or the Edomite lady, I forget her name. She like a real famous actress.
Oh yeah, Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock. So she played the mother, and pretty much what she did was she took him off of the street, clothed him, bathed, everything like that. He ended up being one of the top players in the high school for football and so on and so forth. The reason why I say that to say this is because young Jake that doesn't have that family support, whatever the case may be, or they see those Edomites having the luxury to do that at a young age, like, I want to be around this. They, sports, all those particular things. They want to be around a family that has everything, or the shit that they don't have. Oh, you got friends that go on the boat? Shit, I never been on the boat. Let me go with them. That's how they looking, but not even realizing that it's also spiritual. You can't just be out there by yourself willy-nilly and trust. Scripture said, trust not thy enemy. And then look at this up right quick. Can
I back on what you're saying? Is okay?
Con.
The book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Yeah, so they see how prosperous they are. They're like, look, I want a piece of that. Like, I want to enjoy. They go out like, oh, y'all going out of town. Can I come with y'all this time? You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, the kids is telling the parents, and the parents, they setting up a plan on how they about to kill this little nigga.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and that's what that shows you the pride of Edo, because it's happening to the point where they gonna get away with this stuff. Like, and they know that all the cameras. This is like when I talked to young Jake, I'm like, yo, y'all, they're still in the street. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna get away with this. It's 2026. It's cameras. It's ring. They put cameras on doorbells now.
Right.
You out here you taking penitentiary chance to think you're gonna get away with it.
Right.
Even though yesterday, and I'm gonna bring my precept out. So yesterday in Harlem, There was this guy, 35 years old. He grew up. The whole neighborhood knew him. He was a basketball player. He made it to college and all that. He's a street hooper. They were at a basketball park. You know when New York has a basketball park, basketball games, the whole hood is out.
Okay, I think I know what park you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it wasn't Rucker. It wasn't Rucker. It was another one though.
Okay.
Right. So he just played a game. He sat down while another game was, and he had pink shorts on, so he stuck out.
Mm-hmm.
While he's watching the game, another game going, somebody walks up to him, blows his brains out, shoot two other guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Now he dies. They show the video. My point is, you can't do nothing no more because everything's being recorded.
Yeah.
Everything's being recorded. So why does he feel like he could get away with it?
Mm-hmm.
You know why? The pride of our heart, and this is his kingdom. So think about it. They're trying to get away with everything. They're trying to cover this thing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
His mama spoke out. His mom looked like she was very involved. I don't know though. You know, you never know. But it just baffles me. But let me pull out the precepts. This is Sirach 12 and 10. This is what I wanted to get. Wait a minute. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself," meaning though he come up, "Hey, what's up? How you doing, Tariq? How you doing, man? Hey man, come on this boat, man. We gonna have a good day, man. We gonna, you know." So you know, that's one of his markers. I said, and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So you know, like I told y'all before, even when I was a little kid, I had the spirit where I didn't want to be around, I'll say, Edomites. You know what I mean? You know, of course I didn't know. But I just didn't feel comfortable because it was their mannerisms.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we go to Genesis 25 and tell you 2 nations are separated from that womb. Yo, yeah, 2 different nations,
Yeah.
2 manners of people. We just don't click. No matter how hard you can shave your face all around, you can put on a suit and a tie to try to get into the board meetings. But deep down, if you are of Yasha'Allah, you're not going to blame him. It says, "And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." So I've entitled my lesson, "Wipe the Looking Glass." Because you got it. I don't care how much they smile. Hey, how the hell are you? You know what I mean? I don't care because you got to realize somebody grab that. Words are softer than butter.
I've been trying to look
You know what I
at this
mean?
whole time.
You know what I mean? Because
His words are smooth.
words are smoother than butter.
Know some songs. I've been trying to find.
Yeah. So, you know, you can't trust Esau, man. I don't care, especially at this time. We know we at the end of this thing. He's trying to get his blessings back. And the topic, he knows that those the scriptures. He knows the Lord's coming back. So he's gonna put his foot on Jake's neck even harder. He's gonna squeeze him, you know?
I found it. Yeah.
Found it. You can bring it down.
It's in Psalms 55 and 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but what was in his heart?
Uh-huh.
His words were softer than oil,
But yet
yet were they
drawn swords." So, you know, I don't care how smooth and how, you know, I hung out with him one time. He was buying drinks and everything was okay. Yeah, all right. Because he really want to put you down, man.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. You know? And we not sugarcoating nothing. You know, this not church. This is church, but this ain't Sunday's best.
Yeah.
Sunday's church. No, we gonna tell you the truth. The so-called white man, Esau Edom, has war in his heart. He wants the destruction of Jacob, Yaquar. Point blank, period.
And if I can add, anytime that someone commits a murder or able to murder someone, it's because the victim who they murdered, they pretty much gave them that type of comfortability before they let their guard down.
Right.
So he not going to show his horns off the rip. No, he's going to make you feel like you his friend, right? You're going to have your guard down, and then what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're going to be in the spirit realm.
Yep.
You know?
Or behind bars.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was, you know.
Look at sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, look at Solomon Northup when you watch the movie 12 Years a Slave. The nigga was very talented in playing instruments and everything like that. He was very eloquent in speech. He can read, speak, so on and so forth. Here you have it. I think they were small hats. I think the two people that kidnapped them were small hats because they had those hats on. Well, not the small hats, but they had like the really tall, long, you know how to speak, you know. So they was wearing that. And they was dancing like, yeah, man, you can play good music. You know, we enjoyed your show, this and the third. And he thinking it's a business opportunity. The whole time he get drunk, they take him to his room. He think he in his bed. He wake up with chains on. You know, nigga got taken away in captivity. I had to serve 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have something, bro?
Yeah, I got some make a way.
Real quick. And on another flip to that, I don't know if y'all paying attention to the basketball player Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He got traded. Now, mind you, this is one of the best players in the NBA. He was an MVP candidate. He's a Finals MVP 2 years ago when Boston won. But because he's so intellectual, and we know what Boston's a racist city.
Yeah.
We know this. Like they're very racist, right? He's too intellectual. They don't want him to be speaking because he goes on stream, speaks, and he doesn't sound like a buffoon. He actually he can articulate.
He know the truth.
Yeah, he know the truth. Even though I heard he switched to Islam, but he know the truth too. I seen him wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
peeped that.
even like with that, that's why they was giving him that type of treatment.
I rejoined.
Yeah,
Like how they were trading Kyrie.
exactly.
So they traded him to Philly. It was not a good trade on that side, but they didn't like what he represented. He represented progress for. They basically wanted him to shut up and dribble. So when you bring out 12 years a slave, he knows we're talented. You know what I mean? And that's why I was thinking about what Stephen A. said about the Lakers. Like, yo, y'all ain't going nowhere with 5 white boys on the team, right? I thought he was gonna have to do an apology. But then I thought about it and I was like, nah, they ain't really gonna want him to apologize because they probably know that Jake is so talented. They're the talent. They want to be the so basically Jake he wants Jake to be the slaves rowing the boat while E is the captain of the ship. You know what I mean? He wants them to stay as the mental, but for Jake to be the physical. You know what I mean? So that's what I think they did that to Jaylen Brown. Hey, yeah, you good at basketball, and you could have got us another ring, but stay in your place, basically. So that's how he feels. If he don't want to kill you or put you behind bars, he'll use you as for your talent, but know your role, basically. You know, my bad, brother, you got it.
We open up this camp going into like this is the end. So everything we're seeing is the Lord just stirring up these spirits and everything, causing all of this division. And that's one of the tools that the Lord is going to use. Is he is his sword. You know, this is in Matthews 10:34 says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on this earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword." You know, so everything that's happening right now is all of this division that the Lord needs to happen to fulfill prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, if I could add, they have a term called gentle parenting. Pretty much, when you gentle parent, right, you're not correcting the child's behavior, right? So now you have the real parenting where shit is actually getting done and they're fixing their mistakes and they're not being a reprobate or a damn baby kid. And the reason why I brought that out is because the Lord is tired with all the shenanigans, the abominations, everything that's happening on earth. So the Lord is about to make his corrections. The Lord is about to change. Everything is about to be changed. Scripture speak about a new heavens and new earth. How do you think that's going to happen? The Lord needs to purify this place. All right. So this kingdom has to come to an end. So the only way to do that is by bringing that sword, is by being the plagues and destruction and so on and so forth. Because the gentle parenting and saying, "Oh, God is all love and you can do whatever you want and come as you do." No, fuck that. The Lord about to start killing you niggas, man. You know? It ain't no more gentle parenting, man.
Nope.
Contract precept. You know, land back.
Can you finish on that Matthew 10, 34? It's a little bit more on that. Keep going down. It's a lot.
Man, you got
I know it goes into the divisions for real. If that's not the right person.
yeah, come. Let's bring up precept.
Yeah. Back in Matthews 10. This is Matthews 10:34 says, this is Matthews 10:34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Yeah, so think not. So the Lord is telling you, don't think that for one moment that everything is all sweet. Don't think that, the Lord is not about to judge, everybody according to their works. Everybody has to be judged. Everybody has to sit in front of that judgment seat, receive the judgment that the Lord is getting ready to bring. So it says, think not that I come to send peace on the earth. What earth? That same earth, all right, that the people want to bring out the damn John 3:16, think it's talking about the whole world and so on and so forth. No, this earth right here, that's speaking about the whole world. All right, or committed.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Huh?
For I am come to set a man in variance against his father,
Mm-hmm.
and a daughter against her mother,
Mhm.
and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Yeah, man, so from his own household, meaning your enemies. Meaning that what, man? Where the Pastor Har, he calls you the year of sellouts, agents, spies, and so on and so forth. So you mean to tell me that after reading that scripture and knowing what the year was going, you think that your family or friends of this world ain't gonna sell you out? Man, they gonna sell you out quick, man. The Lord is dividing it, man. Why is things being divided? Because you're starting to see that the belief system that people have, they don't all align together in the same household. Everybody don't serve Yahweh Shem Yahshai. In one household, you may have a Muslim, Seventh-day Adventist, a Christian, and so on and so forth. So not only is the religions divided, they even got different teams, favorite music artists. So you have all these different divisions, and you got some people that believe in this particular philosophy. And what do you think that's going to happen? That's going to cause a lot of contention, all right? Because people are going to start to stand on what they believe in, man. And if they don't all agree, like Scripture said, can two walk together lest they be agreed? So when you see the divisions that happen and so on and so forth, you're going to see that, hey, everybody is falling into the lot and sides is being picked.
Mhm.
It says, verse 37, it says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
38 says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Yeah, because when you taking up your cross, all right, no matter how you feel or whatever the case may be, all right, you're now being disciplined by serving Yahweh Shem Yahshai. No matter what happens, hey, I'm going to serve the Lord. Fuck with my family thing, fuck with my mom, my dad, and whoever. I ain't here to please them. Scripture said we rather to obey men than the Most High. How forbid? Hell no. We supposed to be obeying Yahweh Shem Yahshai.
I got to precept right quick.
Constant.
The book of Joshua, chapter 24, and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And if it seem evil unto you, serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Choose you this day whom you will serve.
Yeah.
Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, and in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Yeah, that's for me and my house. Bayath, household. Who keeps the household together? The woman, okay? And who establishes the household? The father. So now you have that two together, two that agree, walking together, and that, creates a strong foundation for a household. But when you don't have that, where that Matthew 10 comes into play. Because you rebellious women don't want to follow men. You rebellious women want to be single parent households and so on and so forth. So Esau already did half of the job. He already used half of the sewer of the house being divided. Now this is that last part of that division that needs to happen because you have so many blended families. This baby mama with that baby daddy, we all taking. You know what I'm saying? You see the shit with G Herbo, with the money bag yo and everything like that. The blended. See, the thing is, man, ain't gonna be no stepdaddy culture in the kingdom of heaven, man. It ain't gonna be none of that, man. Yeah. And you niggas are so much fucking simps. Hey, man, if you wasn't trying to be a fucking stepdad, you would force the woman to go back to her fucking husband. It wouldn't be no fucking adultery, man.
Yeah, that's lucky. Has anybody watched that show, The Shop?
The Shop, yeah.
You seen this last season?
No, I seen the last season, but I ain't watched the last couple.
Yo, they all
it's all fucked up.
the one dude had a baby with this this girl.
They used to smash.
Yeah. So they basically swapped who they used to mess with,
Exactly.
and the girls is hanging out.
Yeah, well, best friends having weddings at
Like,
the house.
bugged out, like,
All
yeah,
type of shit.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Shit
That shit is not.
It's Babylon.
That's exactly. This is Esau's kingdom. This is how Eve wants it. A whole bunch of confusion.
Instead of just doing it righteously, where if he was just one man
Uh-huh.
and he had both of the women under one household.
Sister,
What the fuck is so
wives.
hard about
They
that?
acting like sister wives anyway.
Exactly.
They chilling up, both pregnant.
Exactly. All three were pregnant. I'm like, this shit is fucked up.
Bug the fuck out. You know? So, but that's a good representation of how he's messy.
And manipulated it.
Yeah.
He changed the
Order
ordinance.
of chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what Esau does.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, the righteous kingdom ain't none of that going down.
None of that shit.
You ain't even gonna think about that shit. You know?
Yeah, but you know, land back on what the brother was saying, that's even entered into the household where everything is just confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have different, first of all, you got different mindsets. Here it is, you have women thinking that they're above a man, and a man
There you go.
thinking he's less than a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, just
Then you have another mindset of, you know, religion. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They have this preconceived notion that, you know, they're supposed to deal with the bullshit that's pressed onto them.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And you like love one another. That's confusing. Another level of confusion is you can have a Christian, a Muslim,
All in the same house.
a fucking Buddhist, and a
vegan.
yeah, right. All of this shit in the house and think it's gonna be peaceful. No, that's confusion within the house. That's why when Joshua said, "Me and my house will serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushua," he nullifies it right there. I'm not coming with the bullshit of the Amorites.
Yeah, come on.
You know, it's all about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and if you're not with it, get the fuck out.
And if I may, laying back off of a point you made, how weak are you as a man to have the mind state of happy wife, happy life?
Exactly.
Because think about, I understand you want your woman happy. Of course, we want our woman to be happy, but it has to be ordered. If you have the mindset of, oh, happy wife, happy life, let me check with the wife, see what the wife says. You're basically not being a man anymore. You're lowering who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're a man. Now,
He's suppressing his
yeah,
masculinity.
right. Oh, let me go see what the wife for. So you basically not being a man. You taking the back burner. Oh, your house looks nice, Tony. Yeah. My wife put all this together and all that. Whatever she says goes. How are you being a man then?
Right.
Because look, if a rock busts in the house, you ain't gonna look at the wife, right?
Right.
The wife gonna be like, hey, hold it down.
Yeah.
Also, when it's a threat, I need to be a man. But I can't be a man 24/7. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. You know, but even with that, there's about to be an end to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's about to be an end to all things. You know, that this wicked world goes into. Got it.
Nah, you can finish that. Yeah, you got to appreciate it.
It is gonna be an answer to that shit.
Yeah.
Finish that before.
This is back in Matthew 10, and I left off at 39. It reads, "He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it."
So that being said, bring all in a whole nutshell is that, hey man, the Lord is bringing that division, all right? So you have to hold tight onto your faith when these divisions that occur, man. You're gonna have people that's gonna fall out. That there's gonna be divisions among the cats. There's gonna be divisions in Israel. It's not just it's the whole world, I
Right.
should say. It's gonna be divisions happening simultaneously, man.
Oh,
You're gonna have particular people that once used to believe in this doctrine, now they believe in another doctrine.
you see that happening though.
You
see that over there with, I ain't gonna say that. They said he a full-fledged Christian now.
Damn.
The deacon.
Yep.
So
The Lord did the job.
yeah. They just hold on real quick. They dismantled that whole organization.
Yeah.
Because I don't even call them a camp. It's an organization, ain't that? You know what I mean? I was just seeing Hedatron. He pulled a video out where he was like,
You ain't even got to say much.
yeah. Well, then he said they were talking about the deacon, and he was like, this guy used basically his name and made some type of thing where he could generate income. He said, I ain't get a dime of that. You worried about money. What the way? You trying to, now that y'all on the outs, now you pulling out the little things that was going on? That's not even manly.
Yeah.
That's a woman trait. Now that y'all ain't cool, I'm ousting what he was doing. Come on, man. So the Lord ain't playing. And they were strong at one point. Physically, they were strong as hell.
Yeah.
They had my man from 112 over there. He stopped singing. He pulling precepts. And now look, it's dismantled.
Just with that?
Yeah, one of the guys from 112, not 112,
Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah, from Jagged Edge. I'm so sorry. But think about that. So they had some backing. You know what I mean? Think about that. You know what I mean? And now it's no more. The Lord ain't playing.
And what does Scripture say? If it be of the Most High, you can't do anything.
Right.
If it be of man, it'll come to naught.
Yep.
So, hey, how about Shimon Shah wasn't dwelling in that household, man? You know. So with that being said, hey, it wasn't meant for them to stand the test, because if it was the case, like Scripture said, if they were of us, they will no doubt have continued with us.
Yep.
Got it. They was gonna-
That's the power of the Lord, though.
This
man.
is 2nd Esdras
Yeah.
15:6. It says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth."
Yeah, wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Why? Because the ruler of the earth is the wicked. All right, we read in yesterday in a lesson about, we were reading, Sirach the 10th chapter, was pretty much going into was, hey, the leaders of the powers that be, whatever characteristics or the ways that they, pretty much establish the laws, that's how the people are going to be in the communities, man. So if you have a righteous king, all right, then what? You're going to have people that are going to follow after righteousness. But if you have a wicked king, right, what's going to happen? People are going to follow after wickedness. And you see that time and time and time.
Yeah, common scriptures tell you, hey, as the king, so are the people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The king is wicked, the people are wicked.
Yeah. And that's why wickedness has exceedingly, exceeded. Hey, that's exceedingly, that's a lot, man. To pollute the whole earth. This is a big work, man. When you even look at the 50 states or the provinces,
Right.
man, just Florida alone, like, that shit is fucking nuggets, man. Texas,
You won.
like, shit is crazy, bro.
Hey,
It take you 2-3 hours just to get from this side to the other side.
the state of New York.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, how you doing? All right. The state of New York, not the city, not the boroughs.
Yeah, the state is
Because, well, first of all, New York as a whole, because you got the city, you got the 5 boroughs,
Mhm.
then you got that little piece before you get upstate.
Long Island.
I'm talking about like Yonkers,
Oh, yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
You can forget about that.
Yeah.
Then you go into the actual state. That shit goes almost by Canada.
Yeah.
Uh, what's my man 38 Special? He from
What, Niagara?
Rochester.
Rochester, yeah.
That shit is hours from the city, yo.
Watertown and shit like that.
Yeah. So imagine how big Texas. Think about how big Cali is. That's one. Cali take up one whole.
Nevada,
Yeah, come on.
Colorado.
Think about how much.
Colorado,
Think about how much land is in the land.
Oklahoma.
Come on. That's a lot of space, bro. I'm sorry.
There's square miles from coast to coast.
Yeah.
The Lord about to burn all that shit up, bro.
Oh, cook.
Yeah.
And leave it for a memory.
Who's ever seen fucking 5,000 miles square foot of an everlasting? Nobody's seen that. That's unheard of. So when we speak about these things coming to an end as a title of the can, all things must come to. When we speak about these things, of course people gonna look at us like we fucking crazy, just like they looked at Noah or in the days of the flood. They didn't think it was gonna. What the hell is rain?
Right.
You got it out.
Yeah, come. The book of Ecclesiastes. No. Yeah, come. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse, I'll start at 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroys the heart. This is the point. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Because we're at the end of this. You know what I'm saying? And this is better than what the beginning was, because we no longer have to go into, the captivity that we once had to go through. You know what I'm saying? We're at the end of this. We're approaching our salvation. And we're seeing, the fall of our enemies, which should be a part of your prayers, you know what I'm saying, to see the fall of your enemies. you know, not the increase of them, you know, because the destruction of Babylon the Great, or the destruction of the heathen, has got to happen before our kingdom comes forth, the kingdom of Yahweh Shah, you know.
That's right, brother.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So it's better to be patient during these times and watch this shit go to shit, you know, than to be proud, you know, in order, then, you know what I'm saying, to be proud to think that this place is going to go on for 1,000 years,
And
you know, as a lot of people think. You talk to Jake, and Jake will be like, nah, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But meanwhile, prophecies are happening right in front of their fucking face.
man, line back. And part, just me speaking as a man, part of that is because they don't consider the times, and you got all these different theologies. You got some people saying that the world is hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, and this and that. But you know, that's them basically. To be a scientist, when you discover something, it's just basically an educated guess on something. And because you got a degree, now you're a scientist. So when you put something in the records, well, science says,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And now, you know, it's real big. You know, this is the Lord come back. Because now they pushing this Anunnaki shit so much. I don't know, bro, seeing that on YouTube, they pushing, y'all notice with the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
You know,
And
the aliens that came somewhere else and produced us, and we were supposed to be the manpower to build this place up.
Oh, that's
And,
that?
yeah, the emerald stones and all that. Like, so people think of that stuff of that this place is millions of years old. So think about it. If they think this place is millions of years old, and Big Mama said the Lord coming back, man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. This place been here forever and he ain't come back yet. You understand what I'm saying? That's so they don't consider, man. They don't look at the signs. I brought out a couple weeks ago. We bring it all the time. The scriptures jumping. This is truly the living book, man.
Mm-hmm.
The prophecies are jumping off the page, and you can't.
yeah.
It was you saying, but I can't see it.
Right.
You afraid he's dried the fuck up? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man. That's right there. But oh shit, hold on. It didn't say that to you. Oh, you know what I mean? What other book is saying this?
None.
None.
You know, it's because they don't accept Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is prophecy. He
Come
comes
on.
in the spirit of prophecy. So that's
Yeah.
why they're not going to accept
Yeah.
the prophecy. Even though, like, we saying it, they saying it, they still don't accept it.
And that goes to Hebrews 11:1. They lack faith. Because I guarantee you, if somebody stumbled upon a map, right, and it said, you got to make a left here, you'll see this. You go down the street, you'll see this.
Mhm.
And at the end of the map, you see gold. It's a gold.
Mhm.
And every turn you go, you'll see a donkey right here. You see a donkey. Jake don't believe that shit. Hold on, let me.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's
But with the when it comes to the Lord, they don't consider, man.
they don't have that spiritual
They gonna go through high hell water, whatever obstacles they got to go through. Cause hold on, nah, I took a left here, and it was a donkey.
yeah, right.
I went over here. You know, I had to go under the bridge and said I was gonna go under the bridge and see something up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
God, you know, and that's why the scriptures say you can discern the weather, you know, but you can't discern the sign of the times. You know, it's raining.
Beautiful. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me get that.
That's crazy. I still got a second people. Well, they can't even. Look, bro. Well, here.
Yeah, you know, we hypocrites.
I'll get this while you looking for it. This is Second Peter. You want to grab it? Second Peter.
So yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Going back into 2nd Edges 15. I start back where I left off 15 and 6. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And it goes in the whole earth. Why? Because the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So, of course, the whole earth is going to be deeply polluted. It says, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they have profanely committed. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Yeah, because the Lord is getting to a point where He's tired of allowing these particular things happen. The saints are complaining, we're crying out, crying out to the Lord, and like, look what this damn devil is doing, and so on and so forth. And the
Right.
Lord has been holding his peace and allowing this damn devil to build up and pretty much extol his heart to the clouds, so he can be destroyed again. Because there's going to be a great destruction and a great deliverance, but the Lord has to allow these particular things to happen. What you see is playing out on the planet Earth, man. The wars, rumors of wars, the nations going back and forth, the civil war. You see Jacob and Esau constantly combating race wars, right? We're going to be seeing a lot of these particular things happening, but it's all for the purpose of the Lord is about to destroy this place. So everything has to happen.
It says, "Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complaineth continually."
Yeah, how's the blood crying out, man? You when you see Jake being murdered, his spirit is crying out to the Heavenly Father, and the spirit's going like, look, you don't see what's happening. How long shall we endure this? How long shall we endure the Israelites constantly being slaughtered or being trodden down by our enemies, man? You know, the time of the Gentiles is about to be fulfilled, man. You know, can you get that? It's in Revelation. I think it's 21. The time of the to the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Got you.
And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them,
Mhm.
and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yeah, so the Lord, Scripture says, the Lord shall fight for thee, right? So the Lord is going to avenge us, right? Vengeance is mine, said the Lord Yahweh Shai. So we can't do anything. The elder Manatha Zaba, he did a lesson on this Jake, and he's speaking about how we're such a hate group, we complain all the time, we speak about how bad America is, and so on and so forth, and how much we hate the white man. He said, well, why don't you just leave, and so on and so forth. Nigga, we can't fucking leave.
Where we gonna go?
We ahead. He said, he's like, why don't you go back to Africa and all this other shit? And then he just pouring out his heart to the other nations. You know, that love, spirit and the God is all. Man, fuck all that shit, man. We can't leave. We've been held against our will. We were brought here against our will. And the scripture says what? To wait ye upon the Lord till he rise up and make him a prey and pretty much destroy the nations with his indignation.
And that also shows that not only is Jake ignorant about Africa, Esau's still ignorant about Africa. They really think Africa's one big place where there's a whole bunch of niggas. You know what I mean? There's so many different nations in Africa. Like, what you mean you go to Africa? Where in Africa we gonna go?
It's a whole continent.
Yeah, they think it's like a country.
Yeah, right.
They think it's a country. Go back to Africa. Go back to the motherland.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Africa has multiple countries within itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Was
know?
it like 39 countries?
Yeah, it's bigger than it's the biggest continent. I think Asia is. I'm sorry.
Asia, but Africa's a lot.
Africa's next.
But Africa's a lot bigger than they show it on the map, though.
Yeah, it is, and that goes into also how they don't understand prophecy.
Right.
You know, we can't go back to our own land because somebody's in it.
Yep.
We have to be here in order for, the prophecy of if you steal with a man, you should surely be put to death. The prophecy has to be fulfilled where if you remove another man's plot of land, you got to pay for that. I'm just paraphrasing that. Prophecies have got to happen. Us leaving is not a part of it. Us being here is. So when Yahweh Shai comes to deliver us, the prophecy of no more will it be said that he who delivered us out of the land of Egypt.
I do that.
Yeah, come. I don't want to butcher it,
I
but
got you.
these prophecies have got to come to pass.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, right. So they can say whatever it is they want to say or feel however they want to feel. Also, they have to say these things also to fulfill prophecy.
Yo.
They got to maintain that hatred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because real quick, while you're looking for that, you go to Africa, you go to Morocco. Morocco's in Africa.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna see something? Majority of Morocco, what you gonna see?
Moroccans.
Arabs.
Yeah,
So-called
right.
Arabs.
Yeah.
That dude French Montana, people treat him like he a Negro. He's not a Negro. He's like a DJ Khaled. He's an Arab, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right about that.
So when you say go back to Africa, you can go down to South Africa, you can see a whole bunch of Edomites.
That's true too.
Because they took over, they run most of South Africa.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know what I mean? So what are you talking about? Then you can go, yeah, they say Israel's on the cusp of the African continent plate, whatever. You know,
Right.
tomato, whatever. You know what I mean? But who's over there now? You know what I mean? Like, so what you mean? Go back? Yeah, I'll go back to where I'm from once it's cleansed.
Yeah.
Once the Lord come back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
No, can you get that Matthew 5?
yeah, I got you right. This is,
I grab this.
this is Matthew 5:17, and it's a red letter, so it's the Lord speaking. It says, come on, man, let's go. We was just talking about this. Man, so out here. Yeah, this is Matthew 5:17. It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Yeah, it has to fulfill.
Right.
So everything that was written in the law, everything that was written in the prophetic books, because the whole book is pretty much prophecy. Like as far as like the prophets, when they were, writing down or everything was being scribed, all the visions and so on and so forth, the Lord has to fulfill them. Because if the Lord didn't, then that would make him a liar.
Yeah.
So everything has to be fulfilled. Go ahead.
It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
So all be fulfilled. So everything has to be fulfilled. So the law is not done away with. The prophecies are not done away with. The Israelites are not done away with. And the Edomites are not done away with. Everything that is in this book is still here. And there's particular events that was prophesied, that was supposed to happen that has not happened yet. So we're waiting on these things to happen. So when a nigga say, oh, why don't you do it? Nigga, we not Esau. All right? Esau been trying to upset prophecy for years, for decades. No, we don't go against the grain. We go with the grain. We're following orders from our heaven from above.
Come on.
So the Lord commanded us to preach and go out here and teach and tell you about your wickedness and how you need to repent. That's exactly what we want to fucking do. And of course we pissed off, man.
Yeah.
Scripture says a wise man, surely oppression make up a wise man mad.
Come on.
So and you sitting here with fucking blonde hair and colorful fucking nails, nigga, you too goddamn joyous right now, man. You need to be fucking mourning.
Yeah, and let me finish 19.
Come.
You bring it up, but whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so. Hey, man, that's Old Testament. We ain't got to follow the Lord, right?
Why? Because that's the bond leading the blind.
Right. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, Isaiah 58:1, right?
Yeah.
The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So, like the brother said, yeah, we pissed off. Shit, we pissed off because we oppressed, man. Surely oppression make the wise man. Hey, we going off and we have no control on certain things that we go off. We ain't got no, we can't control what our fabric is made of. You know what I mean? Like, we know this is not righteous. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is I'm free. I'm free. They had a what's his name? 607 Uncle whacking some African Hotep dude, and they talking about I'm free. Whack talking about I'm free. I'm a free man. I'm not a slave. No, you're still a slave, man. Yeah, you ain't got the chains on no more.
Right.
But hey, you got to do what this madman says to do.
Right.
You got to pay taxes. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Right. You just ain't gonna pack up and leave the country without a passport.
Right.
And you're not gonna get to where you want to go without one. The
Yep.
devil has made it such that you have to go through him for the one of all things. For the one of all things, and that's you, Jakes. You don't have your own land. You don't have your own sovereignty. You're still under the curses, and somehow you seem to think that, that these scriptures aren't applicable to what you got to do or what's going to happen. I got a precept. That nobody got anything?
I do. Would you go ahead and grab yours?
All right, come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning.
Ooh, declaring it. Ooh. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Gave me chills.
Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
Yeah,
Saying,
I was gonna say, yeah, because when you declare something, you're publishing it, you're making it known, right? What did this is my block? This that, that. Declaring what's theirs. You know, they're letting everybody know. In case you didn't know, public PSA. In case you didn't know, this is my shit. Right. So how the hell if a nigga doing that for something he really don't own? How much more of a profit that when we supposed to be owning the world and so on and so forth? The world was made for our sakes. The nations are supposed to be in subjection to us. Our women supposed to be in order. How much more energy or enthusiasm we're gonna have towards that? Right? We declaring the end because we sick of all the foolery that's going on, and we're on the same side as Yahweh Shemi Yahshua. We're like, look, man, we sick of this shit. The Lord about to fuck all y'all up, and we can't wait for it to happen because we actually get to live in peace and harmony.
Yeah, Connor, we telling you so.
Exactly.
Before it happens.
Yeah.
Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times of things that are not yet done.
Yeah.
So, man, back on what you were just saying, prophecies have got to be fulfilled. You know, we're at the end of this, yeah, and better is the end of a thing, but you got it.
No, are you done? Yo,
No, one
I'm
more.
backing you up.
Con, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. The words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall not return unto him void. Meaning, when the Lord sends out an order for things to happen, it's going to happen. You're not going to jump to this without this happening. You know, you're not going to do anything more than what Yahweh Shem Yahushua allows. There's a limit.
Jake think that you can use cheat codes and shit like that, writing on paper like you could in GTA back then.
Right.
Nigga, you can't cheat this.
Yeah.
Right? Everything has to happen. All things are done decently in order. How much more prophecy?
Yeah, just to back you up, so you can speak about declaring the end. This is 2nd Ezra 6, and we'll start at 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows?
Part of the center times, meaning what? When is things going to change?
Yeah.
You know? When is it going to go from this to this?
Yeah.
Because we tired of looking at this.
Even though,
We looking forward to this.
right.
It's like you so like go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you're right. But they don't have the eyes to see, the ears to hear. We seeing the change. The pendulum is swinging.
Right.
But in order to get to C, we gotta go from A to B. Then we'll get to C. You know what I mean? We're in B right now. You know.
It happens gradually.
Yeah.
Like case in point, when you were at work or so and so, you're like, look, man, all I know, I just got to get through this last hour. Then I can go to lunch.
Yeah.
I can chill.
Yeah.
But I gotta get that. If I don't get this shit done, I can't chill at lunch. I gotta fucking get away. My lunch gotta be pushed back.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So you gotta handle your priorities, man. You know, and the Lord prioritizes what prophecy needs to happen first, man. And these things need to happen before, you know, the MOTB, before the destruction, before famine and so on and so forth. Everything happens decently in order.
That's beautiful.
It says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Yaquab and Ishashua were, that should sound crazy. So when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Yep.
You know?
So this rulership, this kingdom, his little reign that he had for this little season, 250 years and more, whatever, it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Right? And the Lord is about to establish the kingdom of heaven in righteousness on the planet Earth.
Come on.
And everybody's going to be there, you fucking Christians. Everybody's going to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no place where you're going to burn for hell for eternity and so that's not a just power. Everybody is going to heaven. Now, you got that out of the way. Now that you're going to heaven, nigga, you're going to be a slave. All right? You're going to be a slave to the Israelites. Right? You're going to be able to develop the land and so on and so forth after you build up the kingdom. You can enjoy your lands and so on, but you have to build up our kingdom first.
Yeah.
That's the order. You know, and Esau, hey man, surprise for you, man.
Yeah. Now you will.
It's gonna be a big surprise for you.
You're gonna be there for a minute, but after a while, poof, be gone. And look, we don't know. You know the scripture say that a day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us. So that 1,000 years,
Hey, it could be 1,000 years to the Lord.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Come on, I got another precept.
Hey, ooh, let's do the math on that. It's 365 a day.
No, we don't even know what the really is.
Ooh,
This is
yeah.
what he said. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
You never know. It might be stretched out. You know? You got.
right, kind of.
You had another precept?
Oh yeah, I got one.
I still got.
I got
two.
one too.
Bring
But
it out.
no,
Bring it out, because I got.
this is what you called for earlier.
Yeah, come on, bring it out, brother.
This is Jeremiah 23 in verse 7. It says, therefore, behold, matter of fact, I started verse 5. It says, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Yeah, because we have a system here in America. It's not a justice system because there's no righteous justice, but it's a system, right? And the system is corrupted. So this system needs to be taken down because that system plays a part
Come on.
into that beast system.
Yeah.
The image.
Yeah.
Right?
Image of it.
Well, with the judicial court systems, right? The plebeians, the patricians,
Mhm.
the finances, the religion, the philosophies, the YOLO spirit, right? The different cultures that he has mixed up and
The
changed,
military.
right? The military too. You know, all
Think about what they push.
yeah.
Oh, you go to military and be all you can be. You go in there for 18 years, retire. You could be whatever you want to be in there. Meanwhile, you out there fighting and get your head taken off. Yeah, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah,
You know, and look how they treat the when you come to boot camp. When you've been in the military, look how that you yelling in people's faces, making them do all type of shit.
Yeah.
They said it one dude. He had to use the bathroom. I forget who said this. They made him booty scoop all the way from the field to the bathroom in front of everybody. Humiliation, man. Come on, man. That's crazy. Making somebody booty scoop. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. Like, that place. My parents was in the military. It wasn't for.
See, that's some bullshit, you know. Can I bring this out, Brother Kashan? And then,
I still got one.
all right.
Okay.
This is the land back of what you were just saying. Actually, bring out what you just read, Brother
This
Kashan.
is Jeremiah 23 and verse 5. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, which is Yahweh Shai, right? Which was Solomon at that time. And it says, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute just judgment and justice in the earth. That was the precept that I want to keep going.
Yeah, come on, keep going.
It says verse 6, in his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. So the two kingdoms, northern and southern kingdom, are going to dwell and be in unison together, cohesiveness, right? And it says, and this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Lord over righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Yasher Allah out of the north country, from all countries wherewhither I have driven them, they shall dwell in their own land. So that's a prophecy that we're waiting on.
And that's what we're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? But while we're waiting for that to happen, we need to do this. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. You know? That's why the scriptures say, in your patience, possess ye your souls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. You know, we got to deal with this. Can you bring that out, Brother Shaw? Because the reason why is the Lord told us to, for one, and also this understanding right here. Go ahead.
This is Ephesians 5 and 17.
Like this, yes.
It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding the will of the Lord, what the Lord is. It says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is exercise, but be filled with the Spirit,
Yeah.
speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melodies into your heart to the Lord.
Exactly. You know, and what? Ultimately, stay in the spirit. You know, stay in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Don't be like the 2/3. you know what I'm saying, that's looking for the betterment of a fallen kingdom. Don't look for a nation that shall not save you. You know what I'm saying? Don't look for these things. Possess your souls. Stay in the spirit. You know, understand what manner of you know, conversation you ought to have. You know, because we're in that time where, you know, it's not the time to fall off. This is the worst time to fall off. This is the worst time, you know what I'm saying, to be weak in spirit. You know, be strong in faith. You know, because we at the end of this, brothers. We at the end where shit's just popping off. And then, as a matter of fact, let me. Can somebody else speak?
Now, I'm gonna keep reading on this Jeremiah. It's Jeremiah 23, verse 7. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither I have driven them, they shall dwell in their own land." Yeah, because that north country is speaking about North America, man. Okay? Well, this nigga Donald Trump want to speak about MAGA and so and so. Hey, the Lord is getting ready to deliver his elect, you know?
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time before this kingdom truly crumbles within inside out, you know, because it's a lot. Gotta keep having a burp, but you know, pretty much, you know, with this kingdom, all right, it's divided. You spoke about the division and so on and so forth. So this kingdom is truly divided. This is why it's not going to stand. All right, it was only meant to last for a little season.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it served this purpose, and now we're seeing the fall of it happening right before our eyes.
Yeah, because you see, he was so gung ho on DJT, and now they mad.
Kiss the fuck up.
Yeah, they pissed. You ain't fucking lied to me. You know what I mean?
Yo.
But seriously,
Yo.
so that should let you know that this place is on its decline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you got Edomites speaking on the crimes of Esau. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This place ain't going to stay forever. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we know the Lord coming back soon, but let's just say the Lord, let's say that this place will stay for another 1,000 years. Imagine how this place will look, yeah?
Oh.
Be Mad Max Terror Dome for real, man. Think about that, yeah?
Mad Max.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first one, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know they redid it, but the old one, that one was like gritty, grimy, you know, the one with Tina Turner in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like,
Came from Thunderdome.
yeah.
Yeah. Straight anarchy.
Come on, man.
You know?
You be like, yo, I remember when this was, ain't none of this was depleted. I remember when there was a food line right here.
Exactly.
You know, you know, think about that.
And that's the crazy shit is because we're saying that now. I remember there was a food line here. Next thing you know, it's a fucking Bi-Mart or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, he saw this shit would be
Great.
depleted. You know what I mean? This should be a fucking cave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking with E, yo.
Yeah, kind of. We in that time where, you know, even the scriptures say that, you know, he shall lay his cities waste. A desolation. You know?
Yeah.
Because when they kill the power in this place, understand something.
Oh, shit.
When they kill the power in this
Yeah.
place, everybody's gonna converge on where the water is, where the water hole is, where the populace is, because it's gonna be totally unsafe to be out there by yourself and think, you know, you're gonna homestead, you know, and keep off a mob.
Oh,
You got
no. Keep the perfect imagery of what we speaking on is Book of Eli.
Yeah, right. Everybody's gonna converge on the town or wherever it is where you can find shelter, you can
Water.
find food,
Yeah.
water, and some sense of nostalgic feeling of getting together.
Home. Comfort.
Yeah, right. Comfort. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're entering into, you know, because this devil wants everybody consolidated in one specific area. Because when that happens, you don't have to worry about what the fuck's over there because everybody's over here. You know? Everybody's gonna converge on where there's lights.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna converge on safety.
And you be scared to go to the next so-called town where people act like you got the outcasts. But like the Book of Eli, remember he was walking and they had the setup with the girl.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And the cannibals came out. You know what I mean?
I can smell you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Con, it's gonna be on that level, bro, where straight up anarchy's gonna,
Watch it.
you know, it's just gonna be all over the place.
That's what we
You know?
said.
As it says in the book of Sirach. No, in the book of Second Ezra. You know? The people are gonna have the laws in their own hands. You're not gonna be able to stop a man from taking what he wants.
Nope.
Because the only thing that's really keeping people civil at this point is the laws that's in place. And when that falls and when it crumbles, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're already showing you that they don't respect the law anyway.
Yeah.
They're showing you that.
But the ones who are enforcing the law, once they crumble, it's chaos.
Yeah.
Because hey, it ain't, you don't see a lot of motherfuckers going to the police department looking for a job. You see they kind of got a mass hiring. You know, law enforcement is depleting. So many particular crimes are happening where units can't even respond within a certain period of time. So imagine when Jacob's Trouble kicked off.
And look at the abuse that the police have is kicking up. The way they running down on people.
They irritated.
They don't give a fuck if they breaking the code.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck if they gonna get fired. They running up, yoking people up, pulling people out of cars, busting windows, punching. Yo, I just seen one where two Edomite cops grabbed this special needs Jake woman. When I'm saying this dude was grounding, pounding this girl, you seen it?
No.
Boom, boom, boom. She like, yo, and she won't even all the way there. They said,
Yep.
you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck?
But you know why they doing that is because they're getting orders from their higher ups. They're getting cracked down about particular things,
Not making
and then they not making enough money. Then they working all these hours, and they stress the fuck out.
Yo,
So you mean to tell if I could just knock some shit out? Hell yeah, I would. I take my frustration out on a fucking civilian. I can't do this to my. Now, of course they gonna do it.
state of New Jersey, you're not allowed to. The police can't chase you anymore.
Yeah, right.
They don't give a fuck about that. You're not supposed to chase somebody because more like injuries happen.
Yeah.
Car accident,
Yeah,
collision, stuff happen. Man, the police don't care. They chasing your ass, straight down, man. They don't care about no codes, none of that. To the point you say they get frustrated. Some of these cops, you see, they taking their vests off, squaring up with people.
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah, right. Some throwing hands. They throwing hands like it's an MMA.
Yo, in New York, Ephraimite cop, female. Old girl was popping it so crazy. She's like, yo, you need to cop. You just see it in her face. You know how Jake moved. Girl kept doing this. She said, oh, all right. So, old girl changed her whole tune. You gonna get sued.
Yeah, right. Other officers were like, nah.
She didn't even say. You see her face. She about to get it shaking with her. Yeah.
To get it on.
Yeah. So think about that.
Yeah.
This place is in so much of chaos and confusion and badness that people are willing to lose their job, face, basically taking penitentiary chances.
Yeah, right. I got a precept, but nobody got anything. Anybody got something?
No, go ahead.
I got.
He still got that, Peter. Go ahead.
All right, Con. The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and I start on.
That'll link up with that.
Okay, Con. I start at verse 6. Therefore have the curse divided the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languishes, all the merry heart do sigh. The mirth of tabernacles ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth.
Yeah, because the mirth of the land is gone, man. It's no longer that joyous feeling, that feeling you used to get when on a Saturday morning with the cartoons and the sun come out and you like, man, I get to go outside and that day will be it will feel like 2 days.
Yeah.
The Saturday will feel like a whole weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be the longest day ever, man. You will get so much done. Mom's up cooking, cleaning.
Sunday was the
Sunday too.
easy like Sunday morning.
Because Saturday you handled all your business.
Yeah.
You did all what you was supposed to. You probably went grocery shopping or whatever. You know you about to have a nice dinner on
Yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday dinner on
Yep.
cookout, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That feeling is gone. There's
Yeah.
all the uncles, the little niggas that grew up,
Yeah.
the uncles, they the uncles now, and they ain't even want to take the duties and responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about. I seen this video. It's like, yeah, where the fuck all the grills at, man?
Yeah.
Like when we was growing up, it was grills on every corner. Everybody got the barbecue. This and that.
Ain't
What
nothing.
is y'all niggas doing out here? Y'all niggas ain't cooking.
They tired. They sleeping in late.
Yeah.
Saturdays a blank now. You like, dang, back to work.
God, I got a precept for that right quick. You know?
God, Lord speeding up the days.
God. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 10. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these?
Ooh.
You know?
Beautiful.
Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these?
Yeah, that's the good old days, man.
Back in the days when I was young, I got
a kid.
Come on, but that was the nostalgia feeling, right? That shit's over. Hey, take the hell out of love. It's over, brother.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you, man. Yo,
Can't go to the
yeah. Every once in a while, I still get a little.
Nostalgic.
I snap the fuck out of that shit, man.
You know, that was so crazy. The corner store I grew up going into, that shit was, I want to say, like 40 plus years. Shit got burnt down.
Oh yeah, a lot of shit is
I was like, bro, yo, the stores you
Where you used to get your
25
candy,
cents.
yeah, I already know. Like what the fuck?
Burnt it down.
Yeah.
And so many people waiting outside. Everybody had,
You right. You don't see Spades game. You don't even see when last time you seen a set of dominoes.
You don't see jump ropes outside with the
Oh, girls, yeah.
You don't see the
Hopscotch.
hopscotch,
You don't see it?
the kites and the bubbles,
Yeah.
the water guns, water balloons. You don't see none of that
Yo,
shit.
yeah, you're right. Remember we had the bubbles they used to do this shit?
Yeah.
Remember? Hey, we from the era of water hoses. We ain't going inside. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Don't drive by.
Yeah.
Water hydrants open.
Yeah.
You get
Shit, you fuck around, get locked up. You crack a water hydrant open now. You fuck around, get locked up. Yeah, you fuck around, get locked up now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a federal offense now.
And Bill, you trying to show love to the kids on the weekend? Now you ain't coming out of jail till Monday morning.
Locked up and right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fuck it.
I got a little bit more. I'm going back to the book.
You don't even see football no more. You remember they used to had a
In
football
the we used to play in the street.
Exactly. The
Street.
baseball,
None of that.
hitting the
Yeah.
trash can lids as the basement.
You know but also you know what you see now? What place that?
Yeah.
Walking into this shit because they're too busy on their phones and tablets.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what I mean? They play hopscotch on their phone.
I've seen that at night, bro. I've seen that shit at night going home. Pitch fucking dark. Women walking dogs with their face on their fucking phone. And their dogs are leaving.
Real quick, I know you want to get me, Parag, and Rashad was in Baltimore, I want to say. We drive. Kids run out in traffic trying to get to one side. One girl drops her phone and heavy traffic turns around and grabs it. About to get hit. No, she about to get hit, but she loved that damn cell phone. That's her guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Great. We was like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, you gonna really risk your life over a phone, yo?
That's where they at, bro.
That's why you can't imagine when they turn the lights, when you hit the switch, man, what they gonna do?
Oh, they gonna go crazy.
Look, think about it like this. Because, scriptures speak about in the curses, group at noonday and so on and so forth.
Rope and noonday.
Yeah, they're gonna be like this. What the fuck? Like, oh my God. Because they're not gonna have the real light and they're not gonna have this light. They're not gonna have the wisdom. So they're gonna be like, oh my, what am I gonna? They're gonna be scared to go outside, man.
They gotta get my information. What's going on?
They don't have no social skills.
Y'all remember when they was at
They don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to talk to people, have a conversation.
Right.
None of that. So when social media and all that goes out the window, they ain't gonna be able to. They can't read body language. They don't have no communication skills.
They don't even know how to travel without using GPS, man.
Yeah, that's another.
They not going anywhere.
Y'all remember when Instagram went down for that one day?
Or when TikTok got banned for it.
Yeah, I do remember
You
that.
got motherfuckers crying.
Yo, because the girls was going crazy.
I seen men crying.
Because they losing money.
Money, they losing.
Because they make money.
They make money off that shit.
Off of content.
Yeah.
the Instagram, the like,
They crying.
likes, comments, all that, shares, they get paid off of that.
Oh,
You know,
Lord.
But think about it, they think that's living.
Yeah.
That's not living, man. Like everything you brought out earlier, that was you outside.
it was substantial.
Yeah,
That's true too.
you was outside. That's really being outside. How we grew up.
The malls used to be packed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't seen a mall packed in
The
years.
malls are shut down.
When I went to Florida, when I say the mall was packed, I never seen so many kids out just having a good.
Yeah.
Like I was like, and they out there all
It's
day.
happening in the malls here, though, right?
But when I say it was hot out, you know, because we just had that heat wave.
Yeah.
When I say it was so, everybody in there relaxing, getting shoes, shopping, people talking to the having a big. You see the young boys out there. I'm like, damn, you don't see this.
Yeah, but like around like here on the East Coast, I'm gonna say these malls is closing down. You go to Greenbrier Mall right now. Look how many steps look like it's on its last leg. And what they're doing is like how they did with Coliseum before you got here, Coliseum.
Open mall.
Yeah, but well, you know what I mean. It used to be a mall. They flipped it
Yeah.
and made it an open mall, like you said, an open mall. You know what I mean, where you
Like
walk.
an outlet.
Right. Because they ain't generating no. That shit's over with.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's starting their own clothing lines, businesses.
Yep.
So literally, what I think through the spirit, what they're gonna do is all these malls, because they could have been tear down these malls. They're gonna use those as bases for the military, have guillotines. You know what I'm saying? Data centers. They may turn it into whatever.
Yeah, whatever they want.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Batman Dark Knight Rises when Bang. Look
Yeah.
at the court in those
Big ass
buildings.
fucking building.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be doing all of that, man.
I believe that as well.
You know?
You know, that's why they got these wholesale clubs and stuff. When shit go down, yeah, that's what.
You're right. Everything's online. You know,
Because
get rid of the brick and mortar.
over here on Jefferson, where the Costco is, they building another Costco's across the street, a bigger one.
You know what I just realized? Going into the plantation in Norfolk, they're building a new fucking Target.
What?
Yeah.
You know the Salaki. You know that where we stay over there, that movie theater.
Yes.
They ain't even tore that down. That shit been closed for like two years now.
Yeah, right.
2-3 years. Why is it not being out now?
Yeah, right.
Good point.
You know what I'm talking about? That one, yeah. That motherfucker still, and it's so old. It got Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, you're right.
On the motherfucking,
Yeah.
on the thing.
That's up there.
Yes, I'm like, that movie came out damn near 20 years ago.
Are you shitting me?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta go check.
Yeah.
I'm like, why the fuck is it still up here? Like, they didn't even tore that shit down.
They're gonna find a repurpose.
We know that.
Yeah.
Finishing,
I got a little bit more.
Yeah.
The mirth of the tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. They shall not drink wine but song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Yep. Because that drink that they had out of that golden cup, the land of opportunity, free and so on and so forth, that shit is turning bitter now. Come to find out, you thought you only had one day of joy of it. The shit expired.
It's
the next
spoiled.
day.
It's
Right?
spoiled.
The shit is spoiled.
That's right.
It was you only had a good little taste of it, and then the shit was bad. You know how like it takes a point, man. But I hate going to fucking Food Line to get fruit. I gotta go to Whole Foods. When I go to Food Line, I don't know what it is. When I get the berries, like blueberries, that shit expired within the next day.
Yeah.
So that wine, you know, they only got that feeling for a little bit, and they got that what is it? I don't want to call it a dosage. That what is it called?
Yeah, dopamine.
Dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine.
They got that dopamine, that little that climax they had, and then now that shit is going down. Like, God damn, like this shit is boring. This shit ain't what I thought it was.
And that's a beautiful point, you know what I'm saying? Because they had their whole childhood filled with that dopamine hit. You know what I'm saying? They had their whole good times based on what they considered good times. You know, being able to go to the mall, hang out with their friends, and do this and do that, be able to go wherever it is that they wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? And feel the lust of the flesh. You know, but that's coming to an end. I got a little bit more. The book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man might come in. And that's what you're starting to see. The city's starting to break down. And it's going to get to the point where you're not even going to be able, you're not even gonna want to leave your house because, like the brother brought out, they, without your phone and GPS, you ain't gonna know where the fuck you go.
Yeah, because they
You
ain't
know what
paying
I'm saying?
attention to the street side.
Nah,
They don't know the layout of the city.
Nope.
Yeah, sometimes because we program to put an address, and sometimes I'll be like, nah, I'm regular.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get there when I get there.
Hey, I got a quick question, real quick. Y'all remember any the childhood phone numbers when y'all was a child?
Yeah.
I still remember like 5 of them.
Yeah.
I still know. You know,
Yeah.
I know my sister's number by heart. I know my father's number by heart. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I remember my child's mother's. Not only her house phone, her room phone. I still remember. You know what I mean. These kids don't. You know damn well.
Hey, but you know everything that's happening is going into how the way the devil's trying to create his own world, how he wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know,
Program.
he changing everything, even down to like I heard that now they passing his artificial meats and everything. So now when you go buy meats, brothers got to
You gotta read.
be careful and read because now they
If it say bioengineering, that ain't real meat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yep, you're right, brother.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
To land back on what you're saying, that's a really good point. Because when you watch his movies like what? Blade Runner, The Running Man, you know, even though those movies are somewhat futuristic, they're chaotic. You know what I'm saying? The rich people stay up top and the poor people are down below. You know, living in chaos.
Total Recall. Yeah, you're right, brother.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the people on high is safe
Yeah.
while they going,
Hunger Game.
Minority Report, Hunger Games. Oh, yeah, Hunger Games.
So many movies.
Yeah, and they sitting there watching. They basically
Watching the poor. Because you know
what's that? Y'all said circus, bread and circus. Like
Yeah.
they looking at the circus while they up high.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you know what you know why they do the Hunger Games in the movie, they explained it. They said that they were victors of the war. So what they did was the ones that live in those districts in the low income or don't have anything, and so on and so forth, they pulled 2 people from each district and they put them in a war zone, if you will, and the last one who's standing is the victor, and they get a chance to live amongst the rich. You know what I'm saying? But they just do that as a punishment for them to never try to rebel against them or try to take them down because they lost in the war.
And when you look at what DJT wanted to do during these festivities is have that same event happen.
Yeah.
You know, without calling it Hunger Games. You heard about that? You know, he wanted to establish the same games during these times, but
It's a Roman custom.
yeah,
Because during the Colosseum, what happened after they would take over those lands?
mhm.
They would bring them into the games,
Yeah, that's right.
and then they would play in those. So that's where you get it from.
That's right.
This is where we going.
Let me close out on this right quick. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up.
Yep, the city of confusion. Going to the world of Babylon, we bring it out all the time. It's Babel, which means confusion. This place is full of confusion. Everything is separated, mixed in, half this, half that. There's no, it's too many maybes, too many gray areas.
Yeah,
It's not enough black and white.
yeah.
You know,
And up in a lot.
it's not enough right and wrong. It's always, well, it depends on how you look at it. No, fuck that. Right is right, wrong is wrong, left is left, right is right, up is down, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But laying back off, you can't believe half the shit you. What's the old saying? Believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. Because a lot of shit you see, you might have saw something, an event occur. It really didn't happen. It was told. It was planned. You know what I mean? That's confusion, yo.
What's on your mind? AI.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
What the hell?
Yo,
Ain't that ain't what you
Yo.
saw. It's AI, brother.
Yo,
Any things that you actually see.
this Edomite put on a mask I seen the other day. When he it was an Edomite, he put another Edomite mask on. Put the flaps under his shirt.
Yeah.
Put some shades on.
Yeah.
Looked like a whole different. It looked real. Hair, everything.
Yeah.
The only thing that looked fake was his eyes, so he had to put shades on. So when you see his shit on the news, you're like, nah, he did. You don't know what's what, man.
And that goes into how they love to bring about confusion, you know. Because we think about it, you know, these gang wars, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Going on.
Uh-huh.
Jake want to get along with fucking Jake.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, right. Naturally, Jake want to get along with Jake, but when you create a system where you know you got this Jake against that Jake based on color and neighborhood, and when they start talking about peace, you know, then you would put that on, and
Got
You-
it.
Yeah, because when Jake get around Jake, you get this sense of comfort. You're like, oh, this he one of us. And then when you talk to him and y'all have a conversation, y'all dialect, you're like, oh, okay, you good. You one of us for real. You ain't no chocolate covered Edomite.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because you get that feeling. You test the spirit. Like yesterday, I took my sons to the park, right? They trying to hang with the bigger kids. They playing tag, running around, getting all rough like rugged. They
Yeah.
having a ball.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to.
I'm enjoying this, right? So my youngest, he ain't as big as them, and neither the oldest, but the fact that they're trying to play with the big kids, running, they all meeting up, talking to each other, giving a hug. I'm just like, man, I miss this feeling. But they were around Jake kids. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It wasn't no Edomites. It was strictly Jake. And you see the Jake parents, they sitting under the pavilion, having a little, drink, playing cars, or just, what I'm saying, eating lunch. And the kids just out just playing.
Yeah.
Whole park. You
Can you
know?
check? Can you check to see if we're live on GMS Virginia?
No, we're not.
We're not.
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about it right now, but next week we're starting to do that.
Well, we have.
All our pages.
Okay, just-
Well, we can share it.
Yeah.
We
I
can
just-
share it to GMS page.
I just added it on there.
Okay, come on.
So.
Yeah, we about to wrap. But what you done, brother? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, yeah.
Yeah, what you said is so spot on because let's say Cali, the games in Cali,
Uh-huh.
a lot of these guys are beefing with each other, and it ain't no regular beef. They trying to down each other. Well, they done went to school. They were friends at one point.
Yeah.
They naturally, oh, I remember him. You know what I mean? But now he from A-Train Gangster. I'm from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
When I see him, it's on site. They don't really want to do that. But
No.
the system,
Yeah.
hey, to show you a man, you got to go and down that man.
Yeah.
When they go on their missions, when they get put on, think about how crazy it is.
Yeah.
I got to beat you up so you can be my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's stupid as hell. Jump you in, then I got to take you on a mission, and you down somebody you was in the sandbox with.
Right. Deal with.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
That's how the devil. That's how he controls us, man, to keep us, from uniting with each other. That's why even in prisons, man, they could stop a lot of these wars that be going on in prison, but they were like, no, we want to keep everybody fighting against each other, so they'll
Yeah.
all try to come up against us.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, so good point. Because as long as you're fighting against each other, you're not worried about me.
Yeah.
You know? You're not worried about how oppressive I'm keeping you. You know? Because it's one thing to be in prison. And it's another thing to be in, oppressed in prison. You know? Which is what we're going through out here in the real world. This is our prison. But we're being oppressed beyond the level of what how's that scripture go? These Edomites have forwarded the affliction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because our punishment is one thing, but what they've done to forward it is another.
Yeah.
Which angers Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I got a little bit more on this.
Come.
The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And it's just going to get that bad, There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that's back on what we were saying earlier. There was a time when your kids would go outside and play hopscotch. The girls would play double dutch or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, those days are over. The days of mirth are over. And you saw that during the 4th of July festivities,
Right.
so-called festivities. You saw skydiving crash face first.
Mm-hmm.
You saw what the what's that shit Montana with all the president's faces?
Oh, the
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, right. You saw the shit that was going on with Mount Rushmore in terms of the hailstorms and having it look like they were.
And the crazy part is because in that area it's a real sacred place. The Native American, the Sioux tribes or whatever, they called it. It was called Black Hills, right? And with Black Hills, the Sioux tribe, it was known as Black Hills. And pretty much, they had a lot of emerald stones, gold, and so on and so forth. Once Esau got wind of that, they said, "Why are you hiding this? This wasn't part of the deal." He said, "We didn't make no fucking deal with you. We said that you can have this part of the land. This is off limits. This is where we go for, reconnect with our power." He didn't want to fucking hear that. And what he had is, when you look in the history, it's called the Gold Rush. where they pretty much brought in everybody, started doing all the mines, and they pulled all the gold out.
Yeah.
It pretty much took the life out of Black Hills, and then put fucking monuments of the presidents known as Mount Rushmore. They knew that was a fucking sacred place. So that's the pride of these damn
Yeah,
people.
look. Yeah, that's the pride. They make the likeness of their faces and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that time, bro.
And I got some precinct there, bro.
Oh, all right. It's I'm gonna get that second.
Nah,
This is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, "But the day of the Lord Yahweh will come as a thief in the night,
it's gonna come as a thief in the night to all the ones that's not paying attention, right?
in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
Yep, the heavens, great noise and all, and so on and so forth. Because what's going to happen in the skies, the heavens? There's going to be a war in heaven with Michael, the archangel, and so on and so forth. The other Esau and his angels, who happens to be the Space Force, the Air Force, the Army, Navy, and so on and so forth. Right? There's going to be a war in heaven. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Yeah, so all the devices that this nigga created, all his weaponry, his weapon systems, right? His whole arsenal, all that is about to be destroyed in front of his eyes. The Lord is about to strip his power. The power was in his sword. So when you take away the sword and his instrument used for destruction, what's going to happen, man? We're going to see how weak of a man he was. And that's why that Isaiah 14 is fully going to come into effect. Because the other nations, when they being, brought as the first fruits of the slaves, is this the man that make the kingdoms tremble and shake up the whole world? Right? This the hammer of the whole earth was so mighty. Now he's being brought low. Like he said on Friday. You think you a man with that gun in your hand, huh? He said, I'm a man without it, man without it. That nigga, he ain't no man without his gun, man. He ain't no man without his sword.
Well, that's his blessing. And if you see right now, man,
That's his blessing and his curse.
Man,
He gonna live and die by it.
he ain't walking around.
He
He got the bag with the pistol. He got the big junk in his back.
got the pouch.
Yeah,
Blades on the ankle.
He holding eight mags. Like he's not playing.
Got-
Look, he's sitting there just practicing.
Yeah, Con.
Got the grenades out.
Yeah, like yo, that.
Nigga got the fucking bow and arrows.
Yeah.
Con. But
I see somebody stole.
But he uses it not in vain. That was his blessing.
Sure.
So Khan, he has all this shit, all this armory and all these weapons about him, but that's his blessing. But that's also going to be his downfall. I got precept. Anybody have anything?
No, that's
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35. I start at 1 and read down to 7. Moreover, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will make thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. Thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and have shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Yeah, it said a perpetual hatred, meaning never ending. It's not going to stop. The Lord said that he shall have a war with Amalek forever, or for generation to generation. So that being said, the Lord has indignation against his enemies for forever. So if we come in the same spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and he hates his enemies, you don't think our enemies hate us? Yeah, of course he hates us, man.
Yeah, Con. And this devil's about to pass laws, hate laws.
Yeah.
But hold on one second. You're saying, you're about to pass hate laws, but you've been demonstrating hate this entire time. And now your judgment has come upon you.
And showed us no love. Since we got the blessing.
Not even to the aged man. This devil has been the devil ever since. He's been wicked ever since. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time when their iniquity had an end. He's about to go to heaven.
About to wreak havoc.
Yeah, Con. At a time where our captivity is at an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yep. How is he going to have blood pursue him? He's going to use these other nations, okay, in their spirit, right? They shall hate the whore and burn her with fire, right? He's going to cause these other nations, right? Like it says in Joel the 3rd chapter, let the weak say that I'm strong, because they now have nuclear capabilities. So any nation that doesn't have nuclear capabilities, what happens with East? What does he do? He bullies them and forces them to follow his order. For the ones that do, he said, oh, let's be allies.
Right.
But you're still going to do what I tell you to do. We just allies.
Right.
You know, but when those allies start to see that this damn devil ain't who he say he is, and he's full of shit, and they got the shitty end of the stick, now that blood is going to pursue him. You know, and they're not going to stop, and he's going to get destroyed within 1 hour.
And that's a good point, because you're seeing the transition of his blessing becoming a curse unto him. You know, because his blessings was the fatness of the earth. Well, now that transition is happening right before the eyes, where Yahweh Shai is stripping it up.
Yep, he's losing grip.
Yep. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Shai power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and ends cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. So you're about to see or witness the fall of this wicked kingdom, as well as its rulers. Esau, Edom, his empire is at an end. You know, because Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has set a bounds that he cannot pass, and we're witnessing that.
Right.
You know? You got it.
I just want to read this definition, and this is the AI overview of the word order out of confusion, because this is how he's trying to establish his new kingdom and everything. And like the brother said, this is how he's going to lose control of it. It says the process where a structured, coherent system arises from a state of randomness, confusion, and complete disorder. So that's why he's creating all of this, you know, this order and confusion in the earth, because he's trying to establish a system. You know, he wants everybody to be begging for a new system, but he's going to lose control, because at the end of the day, the Lord is creating a whole bunch of order out of confusion with, you know, the judgment that he's going to bring to this earth. You know.
Yep. Yeah, if I can add, because the last system that he had, it went obsolete. It dealt away with coins and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They brought in the Federal Reserve. No, it was no longer silver and the gold. And then what did they made threats. And they said, hey, if you don't go turn in all your gold and so on and so forth, get this Federal Reserve, no, you're going to go to jail. That caused a lot of chaos and so on and so forth. So what do you think is going to happen when the dollar has gone obsolete?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you can't buy any groceries. Starting today, on this day, if you don't have the digital currency, you cannot enter into a store and use this Federal Reserve note to buy groceries, to pay your rent, and so on and so forth.
And that's a really good point, because during a time where they made the transition from the gold backing to the FRN backing, you have people hiding their gold in walls and shit, you know, old houses, you know, and that's why when you see these new renovated homes and these people break down the walls, they see safes on the other side of it and shit filled with gold, you know. But that's a part of the history that they don't tell you, you know, that there was chaos going on when, you know, they tried to make these transitions, which is why they bring wars and all this other confusion to take your mind off.
Yep.
You know, they have to, because if they didn't do that, then the minds of the people would be on the situation at hand. You know, you got it.
So, hey, with that, if brothers don't have anything, you know, the water Yahbashim Yashar for allowing us to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, bringing out edifying precepts through the Spirit, following the Spirit, with the water Yahbashim Yashar for allowing the Spirit to guide us to bring out these beautiful precepts, you know, through the Spirit, probably Yahbashim Yashar, to the palm hop go down and face the east, and give all praise on the glory to
Yahweh Bahashem Yahshua Bahashem Makapadash.
and double honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well and sound doctrine. Peace, love, and salutations to you, my dear, doing work with truth and sincerity. Tonight, I'm going to say, Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Waff of a ball,
Waff of a ball,
Shalom,
Shalom.
Shalom, Shalom.